Welcome back, everyone, to the Misfits Media channel. We've got a review here today of the Master Gun Vise from Real Avid Products. So a few months ago, we had gotten contact with Real Avid, had some interest in this product, and they sent this over to us for review. We've got a few things here on the bench that we're going to cover with some of the Vise jaws that can be purchased separately. Just some of the other items that you can use to kind of customize your setup to fit your purposes. But the main purpose of this is the Vise itself, which we're going to go over. I don't get very excited about new flashy products. It takes a lot to really impress me, especially when you're talking about value for the dollar, right? And this is one of these products that so far has just completely changed my mind about. You can get a very good product at a very reasonable price, and the versatility of this product, especially if you're into any type of gunsmithing, gun cleaning, anything like that, anything firearm related, where you always need that third set of hands or unique positions or things like that, such as for cleaning or for tear down or for assembly. Had the opportunity to use this Vise basically to its full potential over the course of the last few months, and I've been very happy with it. So I want to give you an idea, if you're going to spend the money on one of these Master Gun Vises, what you can expect to do with it. So first and foremost is the Vise, and that's this unit right here. Very well built, all metal, minus the few components on here that have got some plastic knobs and stuff like that. But they're very well made and very robust, and have not had any issues. This is a pivoting Vise. It's on a ball head, so it will rotate 360 degrees. It will lay down all the way to the 90-degree position, and then it will also lean back to about the, I think it's the 45-degree position, and still you've got full rotational capability in any one of those positions. You can adjust the tension on the ball head, so if you're constantly moving things around, that's a very nice plus. Or if you want to lock it down to make sure that it's absolutely not going to move, again, a very nice feature there. This Vise is rated for up to 100 pounds of torque. That's pretty phenomenal. Now, up to this point, I've had and have been using for several years other types of Vises. I've got a 6-inch, just regular bench style Vise that I've been using for a lot of years. That has since been migrated out to the back shop and gets used for heavier stuff. Past that, I went to a Parrot Vise, fairly inexpensive Parrot Vise. Parrot Vises work really good up to a certain point. The biggest downside with Parrot Vises is you don't get the rotational ability, the ability to adjust angles and things like that. They work well for what they are, but again, this right here for especially for gunsmithing, cleaning, servicing, things like that, much more suited. So you get the Vise. That Vise right there, I think they're about $299, so basically $300 for the Vise. So very good value for the money. When you buy just the Vise, you're going to get just the Vise. And if I remember, I think this set of Vise jaws comes with it. I honestly can't remember which ones I pulled out of the box when we opened this up. But Real Avid did send us some other Vise blocks, and we'll go over each one of those. I think these were the ones that came with it. And if it wasn't these, it might have been these, but don't hold me to that. But you do get a set of Vise jaws with them. This particular set of Vise jaws has just got like a neoprene or some type of rubber, very nice soft jaws, and they are reversible. All of these are reversible, by the way. You can turn them inside or turn them around, and then you've got a beveled channel right here, and then you've got kind of some grippy surfaces here. So if you wanted to do something like a round receiver barrel or something like that, you could clamp those into those. We've also got a set of the leather padded Vise jaws, essentially the exact same thing as the ones that I just showed you, except instead of having the neoprene there, they do have leather. So if you've got like a classic firearm with a wood stock, something like that you want to clamp down. You don't want to mar the surface. You don't want any type of scratches, anything like that. Probably be a pretty good option for you right there. And again, they're reversible, same thing. They've got a vertical and horizontal channel bevel put into there, so you could put something round like a barrel or something like that to service it. However, the two sets of Vise jaws that I've been using mostly are going to be the Smart Jaws multi-fit sleeves. A little bit heavier than these. These are just a really hard rubber, but extremely tough, durable. They've got a ton of different cutouts. You got a 45, you've got a horizontal, you got a vertical cutout in here. Again, for your round items, or square stock, or rectangular, octagonal, however you want to do it. Very well suited for that. And then on the opposite side, they've just got a smooth jaw, so you just get that gripping surface. I've been using these a lot. The other set that I've been using quite a bit, these are the tube fit sleeves. Now, what I like about these is on one side, when you mate these two sets of jaws together, they will interlock when you put them in the vise. So if you've got something really tiny that you really need to put some clamping force on, they don't just come up and butt up and then leave that space there. They will actually interlock like this and get you full clamping force on really small stuff. So that could come in handy. These channels right here, these are rubberized, similar to this material right here. And then you can reverse them. And then you have a set of steel clamping jaws, which again, they interlock just like the ones on the opposite side. Now, obviously with the steel ones here, if you're going to clamp something in using these are definitely probably going to mar a surface up. So maybe if you had to take off an old military barrel, something like that, something on a surplus, something like that, where some of those are really challenging to get off. Those could come in handy, or if you've just got something that you just have to get apart and you're not worried about surface finish, those could come in handy as well. Aside from that, the other thing that comes in real handy, and I've really been using this a lot, is their AR-15/AR-10, the Smart Fit. So this will fit any AR-15, or with this adapter right here, will fit an AR-10. You simply just slide this up into the magazine well, and it snaps in and works just like a magazine would. And then they also send this little tool to where if you don't want to completely tear your AR down and work on it, you can simply just pop the rear pin and put this device in here, and you can cam it open, pull your bolt out, clean your barrel, put it all back together. You're good to go. You don't have to take down pins, and you can leave everything on the vise. So very handy there. And it is also, you can also adjust the tension on this from the bottom simply by hand. So if you've got a loose magazine well or a tight magazine well, and you really want that nice snug fit when you put your AR on the vise, you can adjust it accordingly. So very well thought out, very sturdy, very stable, and again, has come in very handy. So what I want to do now is I just want to take you through a couple of the applications that I've used this with so far, and just kind of give you an idea of just how versatile this is and how well thought out. If you go to Real Avid's website and look on their website, they have a ton of tools. There's so much that they offer, especially for the gun guy or gal, whether it's the hobbyist or the enthusiast or the professional. They have a lot of really good quality tools, and I think I'll be stocking up on some more of their stuff. Okay, so let's go into some of the applications, like I said before, that I've used this so far. I'm always finding new and different and creative ways to utilize this tool to work on, service, or clean different types of firearms and things like that. Just give you a few examples here. So let's start out with the AR Smart Fit here. So if you look at the device here, it has a cutout here, and then there's also a corresponding cutout within the vise. So you simply just slide that into that index and then tighten that down. Just a little bit of snug is all you need to do. Nothing crazy there. And it locks in, and it's right there in the vise. You simply just take your AR, You drop it in and it will actually latch on just like a regular magazine will. So when you take this off, you will have to pull your mag release. Otherwise it will lock in. The nice thing about that, knowing that it's locked in, is that I can now service the gun basically in any position. I need to tighten it a little bit more. I can service the gun in any position that I want to. I can swing it out of the way. You know, if I was doing some engraving or set up for painting, stencils, things like that. Very, very handy. Also, and we will just make absolutely sure that this firearm is unloaded, and it is. I don't have to take it off the vise and flip it around and put it back in. All I simply have to do is release tension on that. And then I've turned it 360 degrees, I've locked it back down, and now I can service from this side, and then I can easily just go back the way it was. So very, very handy from that point right there. I use this a lot. I really, really like this adapter. I would highly recommend it if you're going to purchase one of these Vises and you have AR platform rifles. Definitely pick one of these up, no doubt about it. Okay, so that's the I want to show y'all one more thing. So this is the pivot tool here. So you just pull your rear takedown pin out. We'll just kind of let that set there for just a second. And you're simply going to slide that in to your rear lug. Pull this down, line your pin back up. And that can be, and it's a snug fit, which is good. There's no wiggle, there's no slop, no play. Just this little plastic piece right here. So I don't have to take down the entire firearm if I don't want to. And now I can simply just pull my bolt and charging handle out. I can clean it, do what I need to do, pop this thing back out, put the pin back in, and I'm ready to go back to work. So again, really, really handy tool there. So let's just set that out of the way. We'll take this off. Now we are going to put on our tube fit sleeves. And I just want to give everybody an idea of just how sturdy and strong this is. One other thing I'll point out real quick is that you can adjust this ball head tension simply just by turning the cam right here. You can tighten it to where, I mean, you really got that thing locked down, or you can loosen it to where it gives you some flexibility and mobility like on a lighter firearm or something like that. But if you really want to lock that thing down, it'll cam over and this thing is not going to move. So I want to position this here real quick. Now this rifle right here is my 26-inch. It's a Gap. This rifle here weighs somewhere right around the neighborhood of about 21 pounds. So pretty hefty. I can lock this thing in on the end of the barrel and walk away from it. And that, as you notice when I locked that thing in, this vise did not move at all. There's absolutely no wiggle on there. I don't even have a lot of tension on it, so that ball head locks in really, really nice and tight. Not that I would ever set it up like this, but I did want to test it just to see how sturdy this thing is. And with this much weight hanging off of the end, I'd say that's pretty darn impressive. So really, really like that. And I like that set of jaws right there. One other thing that I will also point out that I forgot to do is every set of these jaws, actually let me take this back off here real quick. So as you notice when I put that rifle in there, these jaws kind of wanted to tilt and walk up just a little bit. And that could be a little bit of a concern if you don't have it clamped down all the way or really tight. They do provide these 4 locking pins, and they're on a ball detent. So once they're in, they don't just fall out. You actually have to physically pull them out. And what that does is that locks those vise jaws in there nice and tight so you don't get that right up. And there you go. So very, very nice feature to have there. Another cool feature that's built into the vise that I will show you is, and we're just going to use the standard, the multi-fit sleeves here real quick, is let's say you were going to mount a scope. There's also this, this comes with the vise. This just simply fits over the 2 guide pins that I just dropped. It fits over the two guide pins right here and the lead screw, so that way when you drop your rifle in here, it's not contacting with the pins, so there's no damage to your rifle or anything like that. So really cool little add-on feature there. So we'll get this thing locked in here, and we'll just kind of squeeze her down. So one of the other cool things that I like about this, and we'll get a camera shot of it, is, and this is built into the vise. Let's say I wanted to mount a scope and I really want to get that thing super level. There is a pivot pin over here, and what that allows you to do is rotate the vise, even in its locked position, one way or the other, up to 5 degrees. So once you get that kind of rough level, and if you were going to level the scope out, then I could simply just do that, and we're level, we're ready to go. So another really cool feature. And then when you're not using it, you simply it just locks back into place, and you just pretend like it's not even there. Pistols. This is where I do like to use either the leather or the neoprene jaws, and I can simply just take this right here, lock that sucker in. I don't have to worry about marring up my nice pretty finish or anything like that because it's leather, and now I can service the pistol if I need to, do what I need, and it's going to hold everything nice and secure. Again, like we talked about, all of these jaws on the reverse side have got a vertical and horizontal bevel cut out into them, so that you can use them to work on round parts. Another thing that you may find useful with these is suppressor servicing. So sometimes, especially with 22 suppressors, maybe you went a little too long in between cleanings, and sometimes that end cap's a little tough to get off. So you need that third hand just to hold that nice and secure, so you can pull that end cap off your suppressor. So again, folks, just like I said, a quick rundown on this real Avid Master Gunsmith vise. Extremely pleased with it. Fantastic value for the money. Again, 100 pounds of torque on this. If I wanted to, I could actually put a barrel on with this vise. I would not do that simply because it's not going to be as rigid as a traditional barrel vise setup. So right now my barrel vise is set up over on my milling machine. It's on a T-slot. And obviously, when I torque a barrel down, that thing does not budge at all. You put 100 pounds of torque on this, you're probably not going to see the flex within the vise itself. What you're going to see is the flex in your mounting point. So that's, again, I just like to have it as sturdy as possible to make sure that when I'm applying that specific amount of torque, that I'm doing so without any type of interference from anything that might be moving. So anyway, it will take that. So don't be afraid to use these things because they will absolutely take it. And one other quick feature here is you can also lock the ball in to where it cannot move, which is another really nice feature. And you can do that in this vertical position here, or it can also be done in the horizontal position at 90 degrees. So really nice there. And then when you're not using this lock pin, there is just a spare slot where you can just store that, so you don't have to put it somewhere else and take a chance on losing it. So I think that pretty well wraps it up. We're going to continue to use this thing over the course of the next several months. We've got a lot more projects coming up. We will be using this vise heavily for those projects, but I wanted to get this video out because if you are in the market for a quality gunsmithing vise, or just a vise at all, I would highly recommend this thing. Cannot say enough good things about it. Really don't have any negatives to say about it. The blocks here are going to range anywhere between $35 and $45 a set. Like I said, I think if I was just starting out, I would get the Vise. Obviously, if I'm going to be servicing AR-15s or AR-10s, I definitely want to pick up one of these. And my two recommendations for your jaw sets would be these two right here, which would be the multi-fit sleeves and then the tube fit sleeves. But again, if like I said, if you're going to be working on older classic firearms with wood stocks, things like that, where you want to make absolutely sure that you're not going to be marring surface finishes or anything like that, get you a set of the soft sleeves with the leather on there, or even the neoprene right there. I think those both run about $35. So one other thing I want to mention is on our podcast, we have Full Circle Reloading. That's Alan Bennett on our podcast. Be sure to go check out their YouTube page. Alan's doing a ton of stuff with precision rifle reloading, with pistol drills. They've got a lot of stuff coming up, so definitely go check out their content. That page is growing like wildfire. Get my words out here. We are going to start doing more collaborations between Full Circle and the podcast to bring as much content, information, and education and reviews to people as we can. And we sincerely appreciate your support, and we thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll see you.